Hello and welcome to my first episode of this new series in which I've edited the database to make it into a Six Nations themed league. So I'm going to show you what I did quickly, then I'm going to simulate through one season and then we will see what happens. If you haven't already, comment and subscribe in comment in the box. Subscribe below, so I get my words mixed up. But yeah, here is the first league. Now, what I've done for every league, well, the Premier League is different to the Championship and the other leagues because there's less teams you can put in. But for the Premier League, I've put in 3 teams from each of the 6 countries in the Six Nations rugby tournament, and I put in the 2 highest ranked remaining teams, which were Arsenal and Man City, so 2 English teams. So they're the teams there. Then in every other division it's 4. So just quickly, you'll see them all again after the first season. 4, 4, and then conference 4 again. But what I've done with the North and the South is I've got the remaining English teams in here. So we'll see if they can get back up. This could be very interesting to see what happens. I hope it's a good series. You may be wondering what has happened in the other leagues. Now, if I show you that, it's quite interesting what I've done there. Serie A. See, these are all the remaining teams here. So they're all going to be fighting for 3, 4. I think they get 3 Champions League spots, which is going to make things really interesting. And yeah, we'll see what happens there. So yeah, I'm going to simulate forward, and we'll see what happens. Welcome back, and let's start off by looking at the Conference North, Conference South, sorry. Here we go. And Cardiff have won the league, and they will be going up, and Millwall will be joint Millwall. That is a bit surprising. Look at the Millwall are not doing great in real life, and look at some of the teams they're up against. They've had Watford, Bristol City, Bournemouth. There's some good teams there. All the teams that have gone down are in League One, which you'd expect. Troy Deeney's had a great season. Todd Kane on loan from Chelsea. So that's quite interesting. Let's look in the north. What's happened? So Wigan are going up through the playoffs, but who's joining them? Nottingham Forest. Very interesting. Jordan Rhodes, top goal scorer. He's a bit of a machine on this. Andy Reid, former Spurs player. 7.71. What a rating that is. And again, the 3 teams that have gone down are League One teams. Preston. Bradford just staying up. Chesterfield up there. See, Doncaster are League One, and they nearly went up. And Bolton. Bolton and Doncaster. No, Bolton are Championship. What am I talking about? But Doncaster, who are League One, finished above Burnley, who are the only Premier League team which is in this Conference North. We won't look at transfers actually with these teams. So Leicester are going up with playoffs, and who is joining them? Palmero. So this is the first division where there's the Six Nations are involved. It was very, very close up there. They Palmeiras won the league and therefore automatic promotion on goal difference by like 6 goals there. But there's a lot of teams that were very close to each other. And something that probably will not surprise you is the 4 teams to go down are the 4 Welsh teams. So an Italian team and an English team going up to League 2. Let's see what's happened in League 2. So Chievo won against Atalanta in an all-Italian playoffs, and they will be joined by Torino, who won it. So the Italian teams are doing very well. Hull, with a ridiculous goal difference, 101, and Stoke, which is very interesting. QPR went into administration. They wouldn't have gone up anyway. See Sunderland up there. Was there any surprises? Again, 2 Welsh teams. And then all the Irish teams are together. Wow. There is one. St Mirren have done very well. Blimey. How has St Mirren done that well? No offence if you're a St Mirren fan, but they've finished above. Well, QPR got the deduction, but they finished above Shoax. They were level on points with Nancy and 3 points. They were only a few points off Sunderland. Let's see the transfers for this league. Ryan Shawcross has gone to Tottenham. Oh, 2 players going to Sassuolo. I think they're in the division above. Figueroa gone to Palace. Interesting. St Mirren. I was just checking if St Mirren have got. Let's see. I hope a Scottish team or a Welsh team or an Irish team do well, and after time they can get used to the division and start. They can stay up, and hopefully that happens. But again, 4 Welsh teams, there could be a lot of hope for these Irish teams because teams are going to keep coming down. 3 teams come down from from the Championship, which means probably one of these Irish teams will go down next season. But that means their reputation is going to improve, their finances are going to improve. So it's not awful for them. There's hope for the Irish and the Scottish teams. But League One, it's not the best reputation. But anyway, Sampdoria won the Championship. Won the League One, sorry. Genoa, the Italian teams are doing very well. The French teams, no French teams have gone up so far. And Aston Villa won the playoff against Swansea. Gomez had a good season. Angel Rangel, the highest average rating in the league. Didn't think I'd see that today. Transfers. Big transfer there from Sampdoria. Gabadi. Luis Muriel has gone from Udinese to Lazio. Lazio, I think, on the division above. Noble's gone to Lazio. See, there's a lot of movement now that the Italian teams are all put together with the English teams. Any interesting? Routledge gone to Lille. Apart from that, nothing too interesting that I can see. Let's go to the Championship. Could a Welsh team have stayed up? Very unlikely, but let's see. So Bordeaux. Oh, so that means a French team are going up, and they become the first and only French team to go up, and that's through the playoffs as well on penalties. So they very nearly didn't. Newcastle and Everton. Wow. Newcastle and Everton go up. Out of all the teams that could have gone up, actually think You've got Rome. Look at there's some very good teams in here. You've got Southampton, Roma, Napoli, Tottenham, Fiorentina. They both did really well. Um, Tottenham got into playoffs, and Napoli and Roma didn't even get into playoffs, and Lyon have got a Europa League place. So that should be interesting to see why they've got that. Francesco Totti, John Stones had a good season. Port Talbot become the first Welsh team to stay up, but that is only because three could go down. But they actually didn't do bad, did they? They were only 2 points off Derry City, so that's the closest. That's the best a Welsh team's done. Dundee United finished above St Etienne. So I've got hope for the Scottish teams and the Irish teams. I give it a few years, and I think they should be doing well. The Welsh teams, they could struggle big time. But you'd expect that. Let's see the transfers. Dardo, that's always that's happened in real life, hasn't it? So that's quite interesting. Vertonghen, that always seems to happen on Football Manager. Inzaghi's gone from Napoli to Monaco. Interesting. Lulic. Kirike's going up a division. Obafemi Martin's gone to Fiorentina. Jagielka's gone to Man City. Mark Noble's gone to Lazio. Lazio signing a good few players. Let's go up to the Premier League. If there's anything you want me to look at, by the way, let me know. And the Premier League, the first ever division, the first ever season has been won by Man United by 2 points. It's quite interesting that the goal difference is a lot lower than the goal difference in the other leagues. That's maybe because it's a bit closer, I don't know. But that's very interesting. Man United won the league, one matter with the best rating. So Man United, Juventus, PSG and Chelsea get the Champions League spots along with Man City. Now, that probably means one of these teams has won a Champions League. That is probably the reason why. And yeah, so we'll look into that in a second. But that's interesting. Marseille, they did very well to finish 7th above Inter, Liverpool, Monaco. Celtic finished above AC Milan. So these Scottish teams are doing alright. And this is before all the big money of the Premier League. See, if these Scottish teams stay in there, they get the big money. Realistically, these 3 teams you'd expect to go down next season. So they're gonna have another 2 years of big money coming in. So I think Celtic, they've got big fan bases, but Rangers, I really hope Rangers do well because they're my second team. But we'll have to see. Let's look at the transfers quickly and look at manager movements in this one as well because it's the Premier League. So yeah, these are transfers we've pretty much already seen anyway. Smalling to Arsenal though, that's quite interesting. Virgil van Dijk's gone from Inter, so that's within the same division. That's a good deal. Ricardo Rodriguez, he's a great player, 6.5 million. Ashley Williams gone to Marseille. Let's look at manager movements just to see if anything else has happened. AVB's come in for Brendan Rodgers, very interesting. Frank Rijkaard, I'm just looking down now. Frank Rijkaard's gone to Tottenham. And Pochettino, Mauricio Pochettino, has gone to Roma. David O'Leary's back in management at West Ham. Jens Lehmann's at Lens. Di Matteo's at Genoa. Tony Mowbray is the manager of Parma. Gary McAllister at Dundee. Very interesting. Gary Megson is the manager of Cagliari. That is cool. Any other interesting ones? Brian McDermott's at Rotherham, but that's not that. Let's just check. Barnby at Brighton, but yeah, we could see some weird things as we go along. Let me just. What was I going to check now? Yes. Oh yeah. Before I look at the Champions League stuff, I want to see whether the Welsh teams managed to what sort of business they managed to do. Sorry, to Airbus UK. Look at that. Look at that. A lot of players coming in. Bangor didn't get many. I hope it works out for them. Even just one, even getting relegated, they're going to get a lot more money than they would have been getting in the Welsh leagues. So before we look at the UEFA Champions League and stuff, we're going to look at the other divisions. We're going to look at Serie A, because these are the remaining teams in Serie A. We'll just quickly look. We're just only going to look who's won. So Verona, so the other team in Verona. So that means these three teams are going to be getting Champions League, and it should be interesting to see how Serie A is affected by all the teams leaving. There's still some decent names in here that you would have heard of, so they shouldn't be that badly affected. But I do expect them to lose some Champions League spaces. But it's going to be very good for those teams. Let's look at the French league. Again, similar situation. Bastia, Troyes, Caen. So Bastia won that. Quickly look at Scotland. Sorry, league table. Cowdenbeath. So Cowdenbeath are going to the Champions League. Great on them. But they're going to have to qualify, and I really think they're going to struggle with that. But do you know what? It's going to be good experience for them, and I hope we'll check how Cowdenbeath do. But yeah, let's look at the cup competitions, and before we end this video. So Six Nations FA Cup was won by Lyon, which explains why they got Europa League. And it won on penalties against Man City. So that's interesting. The League Cup was won by Chelsea against Man City. So all the top teams are going in. These cups, Community Shield, that's not going to be done yet. I want to look at the Johnston Paint Trophy. Six Nations Paint Trophy, here we go. Swansea won against Stoke, so well done Swansea. And let's look at the trophy, the FA Trophy. So this will be the teams that are in the Championship. So Nottingham Forest, what a season for Nottingham Forest, going up, and they win the FA Trophy as well. So it's looking good for Nottingham Forest. We'll see how they do in the conference next season. Let's look now into the Champions Cup, and I am expecting there to be a winner, and that's why Man City, they finished 5th, but they managed to get that space, but it was against Juventus, so a double whammy there. Two teams from the Six Nations Premier League in the final. Let's see semi-final. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Now that's surprising. How the hell did Roma get there? Roma did not have a good season in the championship equivalent. But they managed to get there. So that was so the semi-final was all teams from England and Italy. Arsenal there. Very interesting. No other teams there. Where did Celtic go? Let's just quickly check. Did Celtic get into this? No. Let's just look at the Euro Cup and then we'll end this video. So Dortmund won that. So none of our... Well, Napoli got to the semi-final. And Napoli, another team that didn't go up. Everton, a team that did go up. Got there. Quarter-final. Monaco. See, the teams are doing alright. Tottenham lost to Everton. But yeah, that's very interesting. That's pretty much it for this video. Let me know what you want to see in the next video. The next video will be the next season. I hope you're enjoying this. I will put this database up if you guys want it, so let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe. I hope you're enjoying this. If there's anything that I can do to make it more enjoyable for you, let me know in the comments. I'm willing to listen to suggestions and ideas. I'm new to YouTube, so I'm always looking for ways to improve myself. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you tune in for the next one.